Have you ever looked at your dog and wondered, do they really know? Not just that you feed them, not just that you bought the bed, the leash, the toys, the little treats. They somehow hear from 3 rooms away. But do they know how much you love them? Deep down, in that quiet place inside them that does not understand your schedule or your stress or how badly you wanted to get home sooner. Because your dog does not measure love the way you do. They are not thinking, my human worked extra hours this week so I could have a good life. They do not understand the price of the food bowl, or the guilt in your chest when you leave the house, or the way you think about them even when you are nowhere near them. They understand something simpler: patterns, tone, touch, attention, safety, choice. And sometimes the things that make your dog feel the most loved are not the big things at all. They are the tiny things, the ordinary things, the things you do on a Tuesday morning without thinking, or the things you accidentally skip because life got loud. And that is what makes this so powerful. Your dog may not know the full story of your love, but they feel the daily evidence of it. So let's talk about 7 everyday things that make your dog feel truly loved, and why each one works inside your dog's mind. Because to your dog, love is not one dramatic moment. Love is what keeps happening over and over until their body believes, I am safe here. Number 1. Letting your dog sniff on walks. Most people think a walk is for exercise. Your dog does not. Your dog thinks a walk is for reading the world. That patch of grass they keep pulling toward. That same tree they want to sniff every single day, like it just released breaking news. That fence post, that curb, that random corner you are sure has nothing interesting on it. To your dog, it is not nothing. It is a message board, a neighborhood update, a whole conversation you cannot hear. When your dog sniffs, they are not being stubborn. They are gathering information. They are learning who passed by, how long ago, whether that dog was nervous, excited, familiar, strange, confident, sick, young, old, calm, or tense. A walk to us can feel like movement. A walk to them can feel like understanding. And that small difference changes everything. When you rush your dog past every smell, the walk says, move your body. But when you pause and let them sniff the walk, says something softer. I know your world matters too. Inside your dog's mind, sniffing is not just curiosity. It gives them a little control. It lets them process their environment instead of being dragged through it. It can calm the brain, lower stress, and help them feel more secure in places that might otherwise feel overwhelming. That is why a slow, sniffing walk can sometimes leave a dog more satisfied than a fast, exhausting one. Their legs may need exercise, but their mind needs permission. And when you give them that permission, even for a few extra seconds at a tree, your dog feels something deeper than freedom. They feel considered. They feel like you are not just taking them through your day. You are entering theirs. Number 2. Speaking to them in a warm voice. Your dog probably does not understand every word you say, but they understand the way your voice lands. That part matters more than people realize. You can say, come here, in a way that feels like home, and you can say the exact same words in a way that makes your dog hesitate. They are listening to more than language. They are listening to your emotional weather. Your tone tells them if it is safe to come closer. If the room feels calm, if you are annoyed, if something is wrong, if they should relax, wait, hide, soften, or follow you from room to room just to make sure everything is okay. Dogs get very good at reading us. They learn your morning voice, your rushed voice, your playful voice, your tired voice, your I'm not mad at you, I'm just having a hard day voice. And if you pay attention, you may notice something sweet and a little heartbreaking. Your dog often reacts to your mood before you even explain it to yourself. A warm voice does not just make your dog feel happy, it helps their body feel safe. Inside your dog's mind, your voice becomes part of the home itself, like the light in the kitchen, like the sound of your footsteps, like the way the door clicks shut at night. If your voice is often sharp, unpredictable, or tense, your dog may start listening for danger instead of connection. But when your voice is warm and steady, it becomes a signal, a quiet one, You can relax now. And for a dog, being able to relax around you is not a small thing. It means they do not have to guard themselves from the person they love most. Sometimes the most loving thing you say to your dog is not a special phrase. It is not even the word love. It is the softness in your voice when they come near. It is the way you make the room feel safe just by speaking. Number 3. Touching them where they actually like to be touched. Most of us touch dogs the way we want to show love. We reach for the head. We wrap our arms around them. We pat them quickly as we walk by. We pull them close because to us, closeness means affection. But dogs do not always experience touch the way humans do. Some dogs love a slow chest rub. Some lean their whole body into a shoulder scratch. Some practically melt when you rub the base of their ears. Some like sitting beside you but not being squeezed. And some dogs quietly tolerate hugs because they love you, even though they would never choose that kind of touch on their own. This is where love becomes more honest. Because real love is not just giving affection. It is noticing how your affection feels to the one receiving it. Your dog may not make a big protest. They may not growl or walk away. They may simply turn their head slightly, lick their lips, blink, go still, look away, hold their breath for half a second, shift their weight back. Tiny signals, so small you could miss them if you are busy loving them in your own language. But when you notice those signals, something changes. Inside your dog's mind, enjoyable touch builds trust. It tells them, my body is respected here. It teaches them that being close to you does not mean losing control. That is a big deal for an animal who cannot say, I like this, or not right now, or please stop touching that spot. Your dog speaks through leaning, through softness, through staying, through moving away, through the way their body either melts into your hand or quietly prepares to leave it. When you touch your dog where they truly enjoy it, and you stop when they ask in their small, silent ways, you give them something very precious. Safety inside closeness. You are telling them, I do not just love having you near me. I care about how it feels for you to be near me. That is the difference between attention and attunement. Attention says, I see you. Attunement says, I am paying attention to what this feels like for you. And your dog can feel that difference. They may not have words for it, but their body knows. Number 4. Playing interactively, not just giving toys. A toy is nice, but you are the part that makes it come alive. That is the piece many owners miss. You can buy the squeaky toy, the tug rope, the puzzle feeder, the fancy ball that promises to keep your dog entertained for hours. And those things can help. But for many dogs, the deepest part of play is not the object. It is the shared moment. It is you crouching down, the tiny pause before you throw the ball, the silly voice you would never use in public, the chase, the eye contact, the way your dog brings the toy back and looks at your face like they are asking, are we still together in this? That moment is not just play. It is a relationship being practiced. Inside your dog's mind, interactive play does several things at once. It releases energy, yes, but it also builds confidence. It creates cooperation. It teaches your dog that you respond to them, that you can be fun, safe, predictable, engaged. Not just the person who gives commands. Not just the person who leaves and comes back, but the person who joins them. And that matters. Because your dog is not only asking for entertainment when they bring you a toy. Sometimes they are asking for connection. They are saying in the only way they know how, can we do something together? That is why 5 minutes of real focused play can mean more than an hour in the same room while you scroll on your phone. Your dog knows the difference between your body being nearby and your attention being with them. Presence is not measured in minutes. It is measured in shared attention. And shared attention feels like love. Not because your dog needs you every second. Not because you have to be perfect. But because play tells them, you are not just living beside me. You are living with me. And to a dog, that is a completely different kind of life. Number 5, keeping a stable daily routine. To humans, routine can sound boring. To dogs, routine can feel like peace. Your dog does not need every day to be exciting. They need every day to make sense. That is something we often forget. We think love must look like adventure, surprises, new toys, new places, big, happy moments. But for a dog, love often looks like knowing what comes next. Breakfast happens, the walk happens, the house gets quiet, you leave, you come back. Evening slows down. The couch moment arrives. Bedtime has a rhythm. These ordinary patterns can become the walls of a safe world. Dogs are pattern readers. They notice what happens before what happens. Shoes might mean leaving. Keys mean the door. A certain jacket means a walk. Your coffee cup might mean morning. The laptop closing might mean finally, maybe, you are theirs again, for a little while. And when life becomes predictable, your dog does not have to stay on alert trying to guess what is coming. Inside your dog's mind routine lowers uncertainty. And uncertainty is one of those quiet things that can feed anxiety before anyone sees it. A stable routine says, the world is not random. My person is consistent. I know where I belong in this day. That is why some dogs become calmer when their life has simple structure. Not because they are dull, because they are secure. Love to a dog is not always excitement. Sometimes love is knowing dinner will come, knowing the walk was not forgotten, knowing the same hand will open the door, knowing that when you leave, the story is not over. You come back again and again. And after enough repetition, your dog begins to trust the pattern. Predictability is how love becomes believable, not flashy, not dramatic, just steady enough that their nervous system can rest. Number 6, praising them at the right moment. Dogs do not only need correction, they need information. And praise is one of the kindest ways to give it. But timing is everything. When your dog sees another dog and chooses not to bark, that is the moment. When they look back at you instead of lunging forward, that is the moment. When they settle on their bed instead of begging at the table, when they pause before jumping, when they come back after being distracted, when they make one tiny good choice that would be very easy to overlook, that is the moment. Because inside your dog's mind, well-timed praise connects the behavior with the good feeling. It tells them, yes, that worked. And dogs repeat what feels successful. They repeat what brings connection. They repeat what earns safety, warmth, and approval. But there is an emotional side to this that matters just as much. Praise does not only teach behavior. It tells your dog, I noticed your effort, not just your mistakes, your effort. And that can change the whole emotional tone of the relationship. Imagine if the only time someone spoke to you was when you did something wrong. You would not feel guided. You would feel watched. Some dogs live that way, without their owners meaning to create it. They hear no when they pull, stop when they bark, down when they jump, leave it when they are curious. But when they are calm, quiet, when they are patient, nothing. When they make the better choice, silence. And without meaning to, we can teach a dog that their good choices are invisible. Praise changes that. A soft, good job at the right second can mean more than a loud correction later. It tells your dog, I saw that. I saw you trying. And sometimes, being seen is the deepest reward, especially for a dog who is always looking to you to know if they are doing okay. Number 7, letting your dog have choices. This may be the one people overlook the most, because we often think love means doing everything for our dogs. Choosing the food, choosing the route, choosing when they greet someone, choosing when they stop sniffing, choosing when they are touched, choosing where they go when they move, when they wait, when they come inside, when the fun is over. And yes, dogs need guidance. They need boundaries. They need us to keep them safe. But sometimes, love means giving them a choice. Not big, dangerous choices, small, safe ones. Which direction to sniff for a minute, which toy they want to play with, whether they want touch right now, where they want to rest, whether they want to greet a person or keep a little distance, whether they need a few seconds before moving closer to something new. To a human, these choices can seem tiny, almost silly. To your dog, they can feel enormous. Because dogs live in a world controlled almost entirely by humans, we decide when they eat, where they walk, how fast they move, who enters the house, when the leash tightens, when the bath starts, when the door closes, when the day begins and ends. So when you offer your dog small choices, you give them something their mind deeply needs: agency. a sense that their actions can affect their life. Inside your dog's mind, choice builds confidence. It reduces helplessness. It helps them feel less like a passenger in your routine and more like a participant in the relationship. And that is love in a language dogs understand very clearly. A dog who is always forced may obey, but a dog who is heard will trust. There is a difference. When your dog learns that their little signals matter, they do not have to shout so loudly with behavior. They may not need to bark as much, pull as hard, hide as quickly, resist as strongly, because they start to believe, my person listens before I panic. That belief is powerful, and it is built in ordinary moments. A pause at the door, a choice between two toys, a hand offered instead of forced, a walk where their nose gets a vote. This is how love becomes partnership, not control, not chaos. Partnership. So yes, your dog loves the food, the treats, the toys, the warm bed, the routine of your life together. But the things that make them feel truly loved are often quieter than that. A walk where they are allowed to understand the world. A voice that tells their body they are safe. A touch that respects their signals. A game where you are fully there. A routine that makes the day make sense. Praise that catches them doing something right. Choices that remind them they are not powerless. These things may look small from the outside, but inside your dog's mind, they become proof. Proof that you are not just the person who owns them. You are their safe place, their pattern, their person, the one who notices, the one who listens, the one who leaves sometimes, but always comes back. And maybe that is the real secret. Your dog does not need a perfect life to feel loved. They need a daily life where love is easy to recognize. Not once in a while, not only when you feel guilty, not only on birthdays, holidays, or the days you suddenly realize they are getting older too fast, but in the small, repeated moments that tell them again and again, you matter here. That is the beautiful part. You do not have to change everything to love your dog better. You just have to become more aware of what your dog already understands. Because to your dog, love is not complicated. Love is your hands stopping when they need space, your voice softening when they come near, your patience when their nose finds something interesting, your smile when they make a good choice, your attention in the middle of play, your consistency at the end of the day, your willingness to let their little life feel heard. And one day, maybe tonight, your dog will rest beside you. They will let out that deep, heavy sigh. Their eyes will soften. Their body will loosen. No guarding, no guessing, no trying so hard, just trust. And that may be their way of saying something they can never put into words. I feel safe with you. And in a dog's heart, that may be the closest thing to saying, I feel loved.